Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Nakie. I hope everybody is doing well. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. On today's menu, we are making okro stew. Yes, okro stew, not okro soup. Let's get started. For our ingredients, you need the one large onion, ginger root, 2 scotch bonnet pepper, and some tomatoes. I just blend all this together and this is how it looks. We're gonna start by heating up our red oil. So after my oil has melted, for about 1 minute, I didn't let it heat up too much because when it's too hot, it splashes on me. So I let it melt for about 1 minute and I add my sliced onions to it. So this onion is different from the onion I blend with the tomato. So you're gonna need 2 onions, one with the blended tomatoes and one to put in your red oil. I let this fry for about 2 minutes. Then I add my blended tomatoes, ginger, onions, and pepper to it. We're gonna cook this. We're gonna cook this till most of the moisture has evaporated. You know, when I'm cooking my tomato base too, I let most of the moisture goes. With that, it also helps the sourness of the tomatoes to come out. Yeah. So we have our okra and we have our garden eggs. I got the purple garden eggs. You could use any garden eggs of your choice. You could even use the eggplant if you can find that. This is how I'm going to be cutting my okra for my okra stew. Since we're making okra stew, for me, I think okra soup is the slimy one, the one that has like slime in it. It's kind of watery. That is okra soup for me. I don't know how other people describe okra soup. And okra stew for me is the one without the slime. So this is what we are doing today. We're making okra stew without the slime. And usually if I'm making okra stew, I want to cut it like this shape. um I don't want to grate it. Usually when I grate it, it's gonna bring out the slime in it, and I don't want that. Only if I'm making okra soup, then usually, yeah, I'm gonna grate it. But when I'm making okra stew, I want to cut it into like a little chunks. Yeah, see how that comes out? Yeah, that's how I want to cut this for my okra stew. So now let's get to our garden eggs. We're also going to be cutting this into small cubes like that. If you have a better way of cutting it, you could do it, but this is the better way for me cutting my garden eggs. Also, you don't have to use the garden eggs if you don't like it, but with okra stew, I think it tastes better with garden eggs in it. So yeah, if you don't like it, yeah, of course take that out and you're still gonna have a good tasting stew. So guys, you see the color of the garden egg, you see how it's turning like brownish, greenish, like it's changing its color. So this is water with salt, like salted water. So make sure you have your salt water by you. So as soon as you cut your garden egg, just put it in the salt water. With that, it maintains its color. You could do without the salt, but just that it's gonna change the color, and to me it doesn't look presentable. Okay, but just have your water, your salt water, so when you cut every piece, you put it in it so it doesn't like discolor the garden eggs. All right. And this is the way I cut my garden eggs into small cubes. If you have a better way, an easier way, just use it. Okay, whatever you're comfortable with, just do it and be free. All right, it doesn't have to be what I'm doing. This is how I do it to get the cube small shapes. All right. So these are my small cubes of garden eggs and salt water. See, it still has its color. Yeah, you want to keep this till you're ready to put it in your stew. So I have my dried herrings. I have this fish called the Norwegian style stockfish. To me, it tastes like kako. It has that kind of taste of kako. Yeah, that's why I'm using it. I have my turkey, smoked turkey. I have my baked mackerel and my catfish. That's smoked catfish. And I have my pre-cooked cow foot. My stew has been cooking on the medium heat for about 20 minutes now, and you see most of the water from the tomatoes has evaporated, and that's exactly how I want my stew to look like. We're not going to be adding this kako thing, the kako fish that I think it is. It is not, but it tastes like it, just that it's really hard. So I'm going to add that first in the stew, to soak up most of the moisture and also to soften up a little bit. I also added my dried herrings. I'm going to give this a stir. And I'm now adding my pre-cooked cow food. Cow food takes forever to cook, so I always like to pre-cook when I buy them and put it in the freezer, and anytime I'm ready I just take it out. I also have my smoked turkey. Yeah, use any fish or meat of your choice, but this is my smoked turkey. This is my catfish. This is my smoked catfish that is we call adrene. Guys, this brings some flavor to your stew. I know we usually use it for soups, but when you try this in your okra stew, guys, you will love it. It has some taste and smell to it. So please give it a try. Unless you don't like it yet, don't add it. But if you love adrene or smoked catfish, just try this in your stew and you're gonna love it. So I have my one shrimp tablets. Yeah, if you don't like shrimp tablets, please omit this part and add any seasoning of your choice. I just give this a stir and I want to taste to make sure my seasonings are good. I just added a little bit of water because my stew has become really thick because I added the fish and then all the other proteins, so it has soaked up most of the stew. So I added a little bit of water to ease up the stew texture. So I let this cook for just about 5 minutes, and yeah, I'm now adding my crab to it. I nearly forget about it. So these are my crabs. I took the shell off. I always like to take the shell off my crabs. Yeah, and I'm adding my big mackerel to it. Yeah, so just add anything you prefer to your stew. But this is how I like my okra stew, and it was good, guys. I hope you give this recipe a try and you're never gonna regret it. You will love this okra stew. So after adding our crabs and baked mackerel to it, I'm gonna cover this and let this cook through for about 10 minutes on the medium heat. So yeah, in about 10 minutes, this is how our stew is looking. And look at that. See, it's looking really good. Most of the moisture keeps coming up, and that is fine because we're making okra stew. We don't want it slimy, so most of the moisture has to come out, and that is exactly how it's supposed to be. And now I just added my okra and my garden eggs, and look at the color of the garden eggs, guys. See, it still has its color. So this tells you, yeah, we're making okra stew. With okra soup, with the slime, you always like cook the okra on the side before we pour it into the soup because we want to incorporate more slime. But since we don't want more slime, we don't even want any slime in the okra stew, yeah, this is how we do it. I just added a little bit of water to it to help cook the okra and the garden eggs. Okay, so just a little bit, not too much. So guys, I covered this and let this cook under low heat for about 7 minutes. And then about 7 minutes later, look at our okra stew. This is looking good. Our okra stew is almost done, guys. So at this point, I tasted for salt and I added a little bit. That video didn't come up and I'm sorry. So make sure you taste your food for some salt if you need to add it. And look at the consistency, guys. Perfect. If you don't like okra soup because of the slime, this is perfect for you. I added some sliced onions to it. This is optional. I just want some crunchiness to it. So if you don't like it, just omit this part. So at this point, my okra is done. Like, it's really done. I just added some baked salmon to it. I have that in my previous video. If you haven't checked how I bake it, I'll put that in the description box. And yes, guys, it's baked salmon. It's already cooked. You know how soft salmon is. I didn't want to put it in the beginning, otherwise it's all gonna tear apart. And that's it. This is just to soak up the stew, and I'm done, guys. Our stew is ready. So I had this with a bat. A bat is gari made into like ball shape. Yeah, this was good. You could have this with your banku, kenkey, or even rice. Guys, I've had this with rice and it was good. Trust me. And look at that. Our eba and our okra stew is ready. Alright guys, if you've watched this video to this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this recipe a try, and I know you're gonna love it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like and share. Until I come your way next time, this is Cook with Nakie. Be good to yourself. Be good to everybody. It goes a long way.